We're joined by Don Gimbel, the Chief Investment Officer of Geneva Investment Management. Good to see you, sir, from San Francisco. So, got a lot of financial jargon in there. Bottom line, tell me if I'm right, more money is leaving than coming into China, right?
That is correct right now, but the question is why? And I think there are lots of good answers. If you want me to get right into it.
Go ahead. I mean, basically, we would want to know. I mean, I would want to know. Do I need to worry about this? And I guess your why should help answer that.
And my answer is no. You know, we talk about the fact that the numbers of yuan going out of the country is the highest it's been in 16 years, and then the number 16 comes up because that's when they started noticing. But the country is so much wealthier today. There's so many more entrepreneurs who have accumulated a lot of money, and they're beginning to spread their wings a little bit. You know, in Hong Kong, K.S. Lee has been putting money overseas for decades, and everybody thinks he's a smart investor. Warren Buffett has been putting money out of the U.S. Over the last decade, and people think he's a smart investor.
Okay, but as we knew China for the last 10 years, wasn't one of the strengths of China was the fact that you had global multinational firms who want to build factories in China, want to invest in China. So more money flowed in than went out. Am I right? And if that's the case, isn't this a change, at least in the trend? And we can't ignore that fact.
Well, I did not ignore it, but you've got to realize the economy is much bigger. China, in this year and in years to come, is going to need to import a lot of things to augment the growth of the domestic economy, and the very wealthy want to diversify their investments. They're not leaving China. All they're doing is saying, gee, there are good things that are attractive in Europe, in Latin America, in the United States, in Australia, and I want to hedge my bets a little bit, even though I know the majority of my wealth is going to continue to come from the PRC. And that's what's going on. It's perfectly natural as the economy matures that the new wealthy class wants to diversify. I don't think there's anything insidious about it.
Do you think the Chinese government feels the same way you do?
I do.
Should they?
The conversations, you know, I was in Hong Kong just a few months ago talking to people from the PRC, and I think, you know, it makes headlines, I suppose, but generally speaking, there's plenty of money around, and there's plenty of money to invest in China. China's changing a lot, and you know, they're not the low-cost producer anymore. You've got, you know, you've got Vietnam, you've got Myanmar, you've got Indonesia that are lower-cost labor-wise producers, and it's following in the footsteps of every other country that has gone from being a developed country to being a developed country.
But hang on, isn't that a challenge though? I mean, I get it. They're upscaling. Instead of making shoes and socks and T-shirts, they want to make computers and hardware and high-tech goods. But at the same time, that also means less jobs for a lot of people. And I find it hard to believe that we're getting all these reports about companies who are closing down factories in China, that the government wouldn't be concerned about that. I mean, there has to be some concern about keeping those jobs there.
Oh, of course there's concern, but just as in the United States, in China too, the economy is changing so that the jobs that are going to be available are higher skilled, more technical jobs. And there's a period of time when things change and you get dislocations. And I think maybe we're getting into that a little bit right now, but the end result is a stronger China with better products that are going to be used both domestically and internationally. It's not something that we should begin to panic about.
The other theme that's in China, you know this very well, is the promotion of domestic consumption, getting individuals in China to buy more of their goods or other people's goods, right? How does that relate to this latest report on imports and exports?
I don't think it really does. I think what the Chinese government has been trying to do is encourage Chinese to enjoy their new wealth, and you're seeing that. You're seeing people travel more. You're seeing more kids go overseas for education. But it all benefits China at the end of the day. So we're going through a transition period, just as in the United States we saw people come off the farm, go into cities. We're seeing the same thing in China, and this is all part of the maturation process of the economy.
I've got 15 seconds, Don. The next data point we get on this, if it's the same number, will that be normal to you?
Yeah, I cannot envision for the next few years that more money from the new wealth in China is going to find some of it going overseas. I think it's perfectly natural.
If all that new wealth, maybe Don and Phil can have a stab at that. Thank you very much.